Good evening, everybody. Welcome again to Ashton Gate, round 2 of the Gallagher Premiership, starting here under the lights, a West Country derby to warm the soul on a cold September night. Two traditional Premiership powerhouses enjoying contrasting fortunes. Last weekend, the Bears leaving Newcastle with all 5 points. Gloucester beaten at home by Saracens. So the Bears so excited to sign Bill Matter and Calaveti Ravovo, but adding that Fijian Stardust will have to wait for now due to injury. Pat Lam making just one change then at tight head prop where George Klosker is deployed. He's a converted hooker and he's making an excellent transfer. That's an area Bristol hope to hurt the Cherry and Whites. Unchanged in the back five of the scrum, Fitz Harding, the club captain. Stephen Luatua, still one of the best in the business. Randall and McGinty, international class at half-back. Bernhard Janssen van Rensburg, close to being the league's most influential player, you'd think. And Gabriel Ivetoye looking really, really sharp. So too Malins in round 1. George Skivington's also switched his tight heads. Gotovsev taking over from Fasogbon. Singleton at hooker. George McGuigan is injured at the moment. The other area of change is the back row. Jack Clement forcing his way into the starting lineup. Excellent cameo off the bench last week. Harry Taylor getting a rare start at 7. Homegrown, hungry for his shot. Tomas Williams assumes the captaincy, just his second match for the club. He's paired with Anscombe in that crucial new-look Gloucester partnership. Sed Atkinson, another who's muscled his way in to the starting 15. And Max Llewellyn pushed out to the wing. Hathaway injured on Wales duty, and Thorley picking up a knock in training. Ben, head-to-heads.
Yeah, I'm going to go for the 2 number 8s. A lot of column inches written about Zach Mercer last season. He is capable of sparking something from nothing, and if he gets on a roll, dominating a fixture. Up against him, Fitz Harding, the captain, he's all action, 110% all the time, and he's all about the volume. So many involvements in the game. It's a fascinating matchup.
Yeah, you mentioned all about the action. I'm really looking forward to seeing Ivetoye against Llewellyn. I think that's going to be a head-to-head, and against Wade and Nalango, those wingers are going to go hard at each other and see lots of ball, mainly because of the 9s. The pace that these two guys play the game is exceptional. Williams' kicking game, ball away from the breakdown as we saw in the warm-up, and Randall, when he's in, and those secondary passes, that is when Bristol are really ticking.
So to the Cherry and Whites, who, by their own admission, made a poor start last week. Saracens picking them off. Bristol, on the other hand, happy to be home after grabbing all the points up at Kingston Park last weekend. A second-half performance that really reminded us of the potent force they resembled at the tail end of last season. For George Skivington's men, really the one big positive from round 1, that decision to fight at the end, Ben. They had a decision, really, as he suggested. George Skivington, you know, fight or fold, and at least they grabbed that late bonus point, showed some character, some spirit.
Yeah, it would. If the opposite had happened, you'd be starting to really worry about Gloucester and where are they going to find some confidence of. They almost need a couple of big performances early on in the league to go, look, we're not happy with finishing in the bottom half of the table. We want to be a real force this year, and it's got to be about that fight, picking up points when you're not necessarily due to get them, and also coming away to places like this big derby game and delivering a performance that all your fans back home watching on telly or travelled down to watch this could be very proud of.
I guess the other thing to factor in for them, particularly fielding their new half-backs, familiar to each other, of course, through Cardiff and Wales, but betting into a new system at their new club, and that is inevitably going to take a little bit of time, you would think. The Bears, with Fitz Harding leading them out. And outside, a new look light show. All of which should get the Bristol juices flowing here tonight. They've now won 8 of their last 9 in the Premiership since the start of the year. They have managed to continue a little bit of momentum that they built up, almost carried them to the playoffs at the back end of last season. They've got a lot of quality in their ranks, and their ambitions, their aspirations are high. Ellis Genge, newly signed up on a new contract. Statement of intent. And heading to their high-performance centre this week, it was clear that he is amongst those driving standards at the top of the Bristol outfit. Tom Foley is our referee this evening. Matthew Carley and Simon Harding, his assistants, and our TMO is David Rose. Could be a lot of fun, this one. A couple of sides with an expressed intent to attack, a clear night, a perfect surface, and Bristol in their hoops, sending it left to right in this first half. Anscombe to Singleton, and there is that ambition right from the off, putting it through the hands, assessing the options. Run first, and then take a little look.
Behind this, as long as you get that accuracy, both accuracy of passing, just to explore the opportunities, not trying to throw too speculative a pass, but equally accuracy around the breakdown, making sure you don't go off your feet, give away an early penalty easily. But it's just a little indication to Bristol, this is how we're going to play. You might have to just adapt slightly how you set up your back three.
Batley with line-out ball for Bristol, and here goes Ibitoye. Doesn't need much space, heading for the try line. The power and the momentum, and the Bears striking in the 2nd minute of the evening. Gabriel Ibitoye. A small gap, big points.
You cannot give that man any sort of gap. Such a fantastic running style, but he's still got so much power. The speed off the line, a little bit of a disconnect maybe between the tail gunner at the line out and the first defender. I think it was Freddie Thomas, and Thomas just gets past in front of that tail gunner, and that means that as he holds and goes through the tackle, the outside of the line has dog-legged and given the slight gap for that man to come through. And he's got a mixture of running style that will drag the defender and pull him off balance enough that he can win that collision and get over the line. Perfect start for the home team.
Full value for it too, Oz.
As you said, Benny, the tail gunner gets just caught in two minds. When you've got two guys coming around the back of the line out, you're not quite sure. Look, he's got his arm up, he knows he's got to go out, but he goes back in, back out. Doesn't quite pick one or the other. The inside's covered. He steps out and just takes Ibitoye or blocks him. He doesn't get to the line and get the pass. Some try, though, to start the match, wasn't it?
High quality stuff. Looking electric in training. No one beat more Premiership defenders last season than Gabriel Ibitoye. And on the move again. Van Rensburg feeds Malins, and onwards they go towards halfway. First rumble from Genge. Just look at the intent there, Ben.
It's a really smart line from him. All the Gloucester eyes directed back towards the breakdown because they were going back. They'd lost the collision in the wide channel. Genge comes back against the grain and wins a huge collision.
Changing that point of contact all the time, Bristol, in these opening moments, ball in hand.
Use it, please.
James Williams proved such a very important player in that midfield, often keeping Virimi Vakatawa out of the lineup in the last campaign.
Use it, please. It goes now.
Randall shaped to kick, but instead they're on the move again through the arms of Malins, but backwards. Good chase from Max Llewellyn. Snares his man.
Brilliant how they set up the box kick there. Everyone relaxed from a Gloucester perspective. They went wide, just the accuracy not quite there.
Onside, no, you're not onside. Leave it, Maxi.
Kloska heading forwards, Alemano penalised,
Harry.
and Bristol will have the chance
Yeah.
to move quietly into opposition territory. Oz, you've been looking at that score once again.
Yeah, just looking at it. When he kicks the touch now, we'll have a little look at it. But it's based on trust, Ali, which is difficult at the start of the season. You've got a lot of new players. You don't always know how to defend. But it's a really good example. Ben picked up on it. Look at where the alignment of Freddie Thomas here. Watch what he does. His first movement is outwards because he naturally believes that his inside man Clement has got Ibatoya. It doesn't actually turn out like that, as we saw, and they end up running through. So you just got to trust the inside, really. It's not easy to do at the back of line-out when your guy's isolated like that.
And overloading him means the tail gunner ends up planting his heels 2 feet either side rather than keeping on moving forward. So as soon as Thomas gets alongside him, he goes past him, and just the hold of the ball allows that gap to open up.
Quicker. Let's give us the 10 metres because they're playing quick and we're waiting to see what onside.
I'll tell Matt to be quicker.
A breathless conversation between Zach Mercer and Tom Foley as Gareth Anscombe clears his second game for the club, of course. Made his debut against Sarries. Won't want to be remembering that intercept pass for Ivan van Sale, but a quality performer who Gloucester are absolutely banking on, but line out, a messy affair. It is with Gloucester. Williams to Anscombe. Clement lays it up. Forced his way into the starting 15 this week with his efforts off the bench against Sarries. Here's Barton, deployed at fullback now, which is where we understand he will be found for much of the season, rather than at 10, as in seasons gone by. Seb Atkinson to Harris. Better from Gloucester. Nice from Max Llewellyn. He's opened up some space. Here's Christian Wade. Oh, we've missed him. 6 years gone from the Premiership. He's right back in it now.
Well, get your wingers, if you've got someone like Wade, get your wingers working off their wing. And this interplay between him and Llewellyn is absolutely brilliant. Made by that man. The hands are brilliant under pressure. Bristol have to slow up their line. The step back inside on Nalango, that's what creates it. And then this pure acceleration of Christian Wade to be able to dance down that touchline and get outside Malins. All the pace of Malins, but it's just that ability to go from 0 to 60 in the flash that Christian Wade possesses.
One down, 18 to go. Christian Wade hunting down that Chris Ashton tally. Here's Barton from the tee.
He's got the kick.
7 points each.
Well, it's all about staying inside the ball, Ali. He hasn't forgot how to play rugby union. It's a really good winger play. Anyone watching as a kid, just stay inside the early ball. So you might take the ball on the inside. He's there ready. The ball comes out. Look, he's inside. He knows where the ball's going. He's inside for the offload. He's inside again for the offload, but then he's got the wherewithal to get to the outside and the pace to finish. Llewellyn's got to take a lot of credit as well for standing up in that initial tackle. Clever play. If you're a young winger, track the inside of the ball until you can utilise your pace on the outside. Just talking about Gloucester's play, Ali, I think why they're doing this is because they remember coming here last season and they got absolutely hammered, didn't they? 51-26. Yeah. But they had 66% possession against them. That's not going to happen tonight if they carry on going through the phases.
Now Lungo to ground for Bristol. And the offload from Harding. Look at the transfer, so good. McGinty using the ball so effectively. Batley had Ibatoya to his left. Williams lurking out there wide as well. Randall tying in the defenders. Here's Williams. Straightens. Ibatoya bats it back, but Barton's onto it for Gloucester.
Ball stuck. Okay, use it now, please.
Just a tiny bit frantic from the Bears, but so threatening. Williams to restore a little bit of calm and order from a cherry and white perspective. He's gone high, and it's well taken by McGinty. Harding. Again, backwards, fortunately. Gloucester, oh, that's gone forward, surely. And it's back in Gloucester possession.
A lovely little break from Bristol. McGinty, plenty of time that he gives himself on the ball. Doesn't rush his pass. Forces defenders to show their hand and turn in. Loads of time. Go on, Christian, what are you going to do? Turns him sort of inside out, and then this tackle it's so important from Harris, not only to make the tackle, but to tie up the ball. And watch him now, Harris gets back to his feet, he's stuck at the bottom, and then he's there again to make another big tackle and prevent the offload, the easy offload. Two huge hits from your defensive captain.
So important, Chris Harris, to their defensive efforts in that midfield. One of the best defensive leaders in the club game and indeed the international game. Oz.
Just looking at the link play and how you play in combinations, we've seen this with some really good sides, but watch McGinty and Maylands for the rest of the season if they both stay fit. 1 and 2 there. The link play, they know where each other is. Now this pass is brilliant from Maylands, but he does it because he knows his partner in crime, McGinty's going to be in the channel waiting for him. We saw it work loads last season with Farrell, with some of the guys playing the backfield with him. So I think that combination could be really good for Bristol this year.
They're lucky enough to be granted access to their team meeting earlier this week, and one of the things was to trust those passes that hang in the air, in behind. There will be a runner waiting to snap it up, was the message from Pat Lam. Trust yourself, back yourself in that respect. Here's Barton on the counter. Ibitoye controls and gathers and offloads. Now Lango does the same. That was quite brilliant. Van Rensburg onto it. Held back by James Dunn. A little bit high on McGinty, but he slipped the net somehow or other. Does have that capacity to duck under the challenges. AJ McGinty. Always take your heart in your mouth a little bit. On account of his safety. Barton, did he get a touch on that forwards? Bristol all over him, he's done well.
Use it, please. Let's go. No.
And the Bears not rolling. Have to clear the tackle zone.
Maybe just a bit of frustration after a good little break on the outside. Barton did really well to clear it up and maybe just force their hand a bit, but watch this from Maylands, the stand and give as Christian Wade shoots out of the line. Great accuracy, loads of metres in the wide spaces to run into, but Barton clears up well and manages to stay on his feet until the cavalry arrive.
One of the things I'm wondering about Wade actually is he went to the NFL, he was there for a couple of years, wasn't he? And he played a very anaerobic sport where they only exercise for 10 seconds at a time. Wingers now cover a lot of ground. So aerobically, I wonder how much he struggled with the fitness getting back into it.
Every message from Gloucester management is that he is the most diligent and dedicated trainer. There is a real professionalism about the way Christian Wade is operating with the Cherry and Whites, which is fantastic to see. But the Bears are on the attack again. The offload finds Maylands, dabs it round the outside of Barton. It's going to run away in front of him, but the idea was a good one. Small in goal here comparatively.
Now Lango, we know that both Bristol wingers do not want to die with the ball, but this is a setup. It's not dying with the ball. He knows exactly what the defender's doing, and he's just waiting for him to come in so he can get the ball behind his back and out of the back door. Coming back for the scrum because the ball kicked dead, but just watch here. Little look up, steps to the outside, forces the defender to step in, and then puts it out the back. And if Maylands just puts a fraction less on that, we're looking at another Bristol score.
It's the first time we saw Llewellyn out of position as a winger there. It's difficult. You come from the centre and play on the left wing in particular. It's very tough.
Well, big old task for him tonight. His first career start on the wing. Much more normally deployed in the centres, of course, but Thorley's injured, Hathaway's injured, Jake Morris is injured, and so the wing supply's just a little depleted.
No control, you're leaning through. You've got no control.
It's gone against Kirill Gotovtsev, and a free kick taken on here by the Bears skipper. Ogre.
All offside.
McGinty. Gloucester caught offside, the arm outstretched.
Here comes the crossfield freebie.
Oh, once again, the ball held back by Batley. McGinty arrived late, but he was there. Clear out from Dunn. Back we go for the penalty. And options here for Harry Randall and friends.
Sorry, Harry, just here. Ruck moved, didn't retreat with it. Number 12.
What's the decision? McGinty is eyeing up the corner. A popular choice.
Yes, I'm happy.
From a crowd perspective, and he's put them right within range, Ben.
On the money. Might have been a little heart-in-mouth moment for him.
No block.
Sometimes you want to back your forwards and you want to give them the best possible shot.
You're in.
Bit off absolutely everything he could there. Can the forwards match it with their drill?
Batley claims it, little shift drive to the front.
Goals at the front.
Gloucester contain it, Freddie Clark has done well. Here's Luatua. Still one of the very, very best in the business in that back row. Coughed up in contact by Genge, gathered in by Alamano. There was an option there to spread it. Williams. The Bears now in their defensive stations, and that's come off the outside edge of the boot.
You said it, Ali. Gloucester are looking to play a bit. If Alamano gives this, you're looking at Christian Wade being in some serious space. Anyone who remembers him playing for Wasps, these are the sort of situations he loves. This goes on this offload now. There are 4 or 5 players in red shirts, one of them Christian Wade. Just feel that was an opportunity lost there for Gloucester.
That's different, but I felt you were never controlled.
Equally, he throws a pass and cocks it up and everyone's having a go at him, so...
This is true. Always a calculated risk. Matias Alamano not picked for the Rugby Championship. Santi Carreras will be back with Gloucester on Tuesday, we understand. And he'll be straight back into the action, you feel. Most likely at full-back. Albert Tuasui, the other one who's been away on international duty, the Fijian who scored a try actually in the Pacific Nations Cup final against Japan last week. He's on the bench tonight. Jack Clement being mummified. Not too many times we see a Gloucester team sheet without Lewis Ludlow. He's a travelling reserve this week, but a couple of interested Welsh parties. And Mr. Borthwick. Big old autumn campaigns ahead, of course. All live on TNT Sports through November. Starting with a bang, England All Blacks at Twickenham. What more could you ask for? Williams whips it away. Anscombe to Atkinson. Nice bit of work. Anscombe on the inside. Interesting to hear him talk about his return to rugby after the best part of a year, really. Wanted a little bit more time, ball in hand, just taking those collisions in the midfield and testing out the knees. Bit of width here. Llewellyn dragged down by Van Rensburg.
He's turned the wrong way, that's your own fault.
Anscombe again to Mercer. Lovely bit of work here, lovely loop play. Atkinson's onto it and driving to the halfway. Mercer with the support line. Here's Wade working the feet and darting past Randall. Taylor lays it up. Most phases Gloucester have been through. What a transfer! That was sensational. Alamano on the inside is Tomas Williams. Still the support is good. One of the tries, surely one of the tries we'll be looking back on in a few months' time. And just judging exactly where it sits. Freddie Thomas for Gloucester. The handling exceptional and the ambition so good.
That was just stunning. So many aspects to that. I just wonder whether the TMO is having a look at a couple of those passes. This ball from Clement couldn't have been better. And then it's this pass maybe from Tomas Williams that they're just looking at. Last one's absolutely fine, but
just want a closer look at, please.
Steps across Ibatoya.
I'm happy with that. That's not clearly and obviously forward. Can you show us the claw on the camera, please, Rosie, to see if there's
have
an arm
another
in that
look.
tackle?
Yeah,
Nothing.
Tom,
It's got to be absolutely clear.
Here he comes now.
That's okay, isn't
So
it?
it's that corner camera
Hands
which will
both
tell
look like
us
they're going in
whether
the right
arm is
direction to
wrapping
me.
or making an attempt to grasp.
Just going to try and get the image for you now.
Okay, thank you. The player was falling, so
Just working with TV to get it for us now, Tom. Just bear with me.
One more angle required to confirm it. Freddie Thomas, who scored against Saracens last week, and is hoping.
Here he comes, Tom.
He's got another one here at Ashton Gate.
Camera for the right arm. I don't see that right arm as making any attempt to grasp there. His hand is backwards, if anything. Yes, everybody agreed?
Yeah,
So now
no
the
attempt to
contact
grasp.
point.
Oh dear. So if this is head on head, it's always illegal, so you can't have any mitigation.
Yeah,
Now Lango, if he makes contact
so,
here,
for me, he's always illegal because he's not looking to wrap. His arm is backwards, therefore, but it's not a high degree of danger. So it's a yellow card. Agreed?
Yeah.
So Nalanga to the bin for the challenge. And the Freddie Thomas try stands. Double blow for the Bears. Got to get the wrap in. $14 points to 7.
Yeah.
Gloucester lead.
Great try, Ali. And I think actually, look at Anscombe and the pass he throws. He throws a 12, 13-metre pass, but then the hands. I was watching Gloucester in the warm-up. They were doing this lows, inviting a defender out the line, and then just someone running really straight through the middle. Like you said, sensational hands by their forwards, because you're under a lot of pressure there. Just watch how closely, straight through his hands. That is brilliant. And trust Ben, the knowledge that someone is going to be there, because he can't see them. He's just got to rely on the fact that he knows he's going to be there.
because there was so much in that last play, didn't even get to replay all the stuff down the right-hand touchline that created it. It was an absolutely stunning score.
As Malins is riding that hefty challenge from Tomas Williams. And Ibatoya is fishing this out, or having to
Yeah, no foul play, Tom.
protect the ball at this point. We'll have a word with George Skivington in just one moment, as Randall is harassed, but good timing, as it turns out,
Ball's exposed, hands are on it.
on that defensive effort. And they're going quickly through Tomas Williams. That did look forwards.
Not 10, Tom. Yeah, go, thank you.
Bristol weren't 10 anyway. Mercer into the 22, and another card coming. A second yellow in as many minutes. It's a big man to lose. It's Harry Randall. And Bristol, having led 7-0, are now 14-7 down, and they're playing with 13 men. George Skivington, what a turnaround this has been from the opening couple of minutes.
Yeah, it's disappointing to get caught so early with that line-out play. Obviously, Bristol have had a look at something, and we were a little bit sloppy there. But look, we fought our way back in. We're going to back ourselves. You see that, and I think we've missed a couple of opportunities already. But as we go along, I think the boys, they get more and more confident as we go game to game. So good to see them backing themselves. That's all we've asked them to do.
Like to talk us through this line-out, George?
throw, catch, run at the line. Let's see what happens.
Nice, nice and simple. Love it. Thanks so much.
Cheers.
For your time. Away from Williams again. Another bruising carry to within 5 metres. Pressing hard. Mercer. Options everywhere, seemingly, for the Cherry and Whites, who are transformed from those early moments here at Ashton Gate. Mercer works it back. Clements again on the carry. Atkinson lurking out wide on the left.
So you're ducking into it.
Harris this time, driven back in the challenge. Mercer, good hands. Clements again, so industrious. Another penalty. Dabbed over the top by Thomas. Williams has gathered, it's scored, and it's brilliant. There's the Welsh connection. There's the half-back pairing that George Skivington has signed, that he hopes will transform the fortunes of this proud club. Anscombe for Gloucester.
Well, Sam Warburton was saying pre-match how you have to watch this man and you have to just react as one of the Gloucester players. Well, it's his old half-back partner, Anscombe, that reacts the quickest. I think Anscombe was happy to have the penalty there, but he sees him shaped to kick it, and he's the quickest to react. It's a perfectly weighted kick. He loves it. The Gloucester fans love it. And Bristol really on the ropes, 2 in the bin, caused by the pressure of the Cherry and Whites. And they don't take the foot off the throat. They keep going hard at the home team. It could well be 2 clear scores up here.
What that will do for confidence and belief in Gloucester ranks.
He's up and all good, Rosie.
9-10 partnership upon whom so much rests.
Sorry, Tom?
He's up and all good, so we carry on.
OK, we'll just see if we can see something. If not, we'll just leave it.
21-7, Austin.
Yeah, Barton off the boot as well. Brilliant start from Gloucester, but it's all in the eyes. Thomas Williams, I've zoomed in as much as I can, but try and look at his eyes. Look at it. He's looked at his fly off. Look at it again. He's trying to tell him he's not quite reached Wales yet, but certainly use of the eyes has. It's a brilliant piece of skill and interchange between the 9 and 10.
Little delay from Bristol walking back. They've obviously got those 2 players off the field. They want to waste as much of it as possible. Just feel they have to camp down in the Gloucester half, try and force an error and just get some time on the ball.
Gloucester just guilty of dithering for a moment there. Indecision in the ranks. Opportunity to take that on the full. Here's Singleton. And they've got another 4 minutes with 2 extra men.
Got to keep the pace high, Ali. Full speed ahead. 4 minutes. You get another score, maybe even 2.
Oh, Malins has spilt it. Mercer has it. Ibitoye on the chase.
Take it in.
Great.
It's a very, very good clearance.
Brilliant kick for Ibitoye. Here we go. That's a great idea. Get the ball. Whoa.
Touched by the ball boy, lad. Sorry.
Touched by the Bristol ball boy, so we can't go quick.
That is a real frustration, isn't it, for Gloucester supporters.
Hope the ball came to him.
Demonstration of the range of skills of Gabriel Ibitoye. We know the damage he can do with that footwork and the gas. To Williams, well gathered. And Bristol up very quickly. And they've won the ball back. Hunger in defence. And these are important moments in the Gloucester half when you're 2 men down.
It's a big moment for Bristol to force that error. First of all, off the top of the line out. That's just an unforced error, really. But then they back it up. If you're Gloucester now, though, you're getting a set for this scrum as quickly as possible and you're pressurising the referee to get Bristol to match. Bristol are just taking their time, eating away at those clocks. Although the clock's off now, but just, you need that mindset, as Austin was saying, of Gloucester just trying to press the accelerator all the time, pressurise Bristol.
I wonder how many times AJ McGinty's put the ball into the scrum. Found his hooker's foot. It's not the easiest skill. People just take it for granted, like you're just chucking it down your own side.
It's a little bit easier than it used to be.
Well, even said, look, he doesn't know where to put it. He's waiting for the foot to go up. Surprised Gloucester haven't gone after them a bit more here.
Play the ball! Let's go.
Tom Foley wants to see it. McGinty's not entirely sure of his role. Here he goes, dipping and ducking and searching for the support runner. Malins goes in to do the job. Batley, head down and burrowing. Genge rolling and presenting.
Backwards.
Building a nice head of steam up here, the 13 men of Bristol. What a boon this would be to garner some points when depleted in numbers. Ibitoye breaks away. Williams smothered by Barton. And always with an advantage behind them.
Got to bank those points, haven't you? I know they're a couple of scores down, but you really run the clock down with your kick at goal. Oh, Genge is coming. Take 3 points.
Let's go, Bristol, please.
Just chip away.
Let's go. Shot called.
Yeah, there we go. Pragmatism prevailing eventually. And the first yellow card soon to elapse. Steven Alango waiting to
no clear release. I think it was your
return to the field. Just one part of the Fijian talent pool that Pat Lam's looking to unleash on the Gallagher Premiership. Calaveti Rovovo, who had a brilliant pre-season by all accounts, is injured for the time being. And Bill Matter, of course, one of the headline signings of the off-season, unfortunately picked up an injury in the run-up to the campaign. McGinty taking every second available.
Thank you.
3 points banked, but it feels like 1 or 2 more given their situation. And one man returning. Bristol back to 14, and they're back within 11. From Ransman.
Use it!
Tour. Taken on by Jake Heenan. It's one of those players who Pat Lam has relied upon over the years from the Connacht connection. Malins to the boots, and back up to halfway they go. Good response from Bristol, weathering the storm. Working their way quietly out of their own territory.
Good pragmatism from Malins as well. Thought about having a go and challenging in that wide channel, but then rolls it into touch. That'll take another 40 seconds off the clock.
Clement at the front. Fired away by Harry Taylor. Williams just fizzing around that ruck. Players offering themselves left and right. Here's Mercer. James Dunn has to back off. This is Barton. Space for Wade. Not huge amounts of it. Ibitoye just shadowing him.
No, good.
Anscombe. Lovely from Anscombe. It's got it away to Clement.
Lots of width this way.
Mercer, Alamano, Taylor, Atkinson. Deep inside the 22. Gloucester hunting a first half bonus point, remember. Great shot coming in there, but it's not quite sitting for Mercer, and Bristol draw breath.
Been pulled there. He's pushing it into him like you're throwing your own ball. If the ball was nowhere near there, use it, please.
Still no Randall, remember, so this is a McGinty job, and it's not gone terribly well. Gloucester back in possession, Oz.
What I've been really impressed with Gloucester is their work rate of their forwards off the ball. This example is really evident of it. They've got 3 guys here who are all available for the pass from Williams. Williams is moving as well. It's a good read defensively by Bristol. They step out and make the tackle, but look at the balls available out the back there. The ball, there's so many options available to Thomas Williams that they can do so much around the breakdown. And as sides get more and more tired, there's going to be more space really close in. As a coach, you'd be delighted with that work rate and the handling skills of his pack.
Yep.
So much good sport to come across the weekend on TNT Sports. Of course, Newcastle Man City in the Premier League from 11 o'clock tomorrow on TNT Sports 1, and then loads of rugby through the Gallagher Premiership. We're up at the Stoke for Quins against Newcastle from 2:45 on TNT Sports 5, and then the double header in the afternoon on TNT 1 between Saracen Sale and Saints Exeter. And then Sunday should be an absolute screamer at Mattioli Woods, Welford Road. Leicester Bath half-2. The Rugby Review follows it in its usual slot, 5:15 in the afternoon. And Alfie Barbary is our special guest, so any questions you have for the Bath flanker come number 8, get him in.
Crunch! Time off. Lads, okay, but there's a mark.
It's a massive scrum, this,
Here's
isn't
your
it?
mark, get your spacing. There's the middle. Come on, let's go again, please.
Thomas Williams and Anscombe just having a little discussion. Could be an opportunity with the ability off the base of Zach Mercer. Really target AJ McGinty if they can get outside that back row defence of Bristol. So Vilas will be looking to get his side, or just hold his side, allow Gutowshev to attack on the right-hand side and pull Mercer closer to McGinty.
On the ball!
Randall back on the field, Bristol at least with 15 to defend, and it's gone forwards.
Randall stripped him.
Great play from Randall, this. Target the inside arm, the left arm. Can't go in front of the ball, you can't get offside, but just watch his hand. He's targeting that left hand. Just think, there he is, left hand inside, scoops it off. Great defence. Bristol 9.
Back on the field in the nick of time.
Mercer and Williams saying there then, are they asking for a bit more on the flank from Clement to just do a bit more to prevent him getting in there?
Mercer's not helped because he's picking up the ball from channel 1, which is closest to the 9. If it's slid further across to the right-hand second row, it's very difficult for the 9 then, even if he does read it as well as Randall did then, to get to his hands. What an outcome for Bristol that is.
Well, the knock-on then upgraded to the penalty. Kirill Gutowshev looking confused, but he's gone a little early on the engagement. And AJ McGinty drives Bristol upfield, and that's come off Thomas Williams and into touch. It's a Bristol line-out, with Cherry and Whites compounding their errors, having been in such a wonderful position.
We're going to sort him out.
He had to run round Jordan Crane though, didn't he, to get there? Maybe just took his eye off it a little bit. Done a lot of hard work.
Frustration for the director of rugby, because the opportunities were there to try to really drive home this advantage. Just the 11 points at the moment, which is no question a really healthy lead. You need to take your opportunities, and we all know about the red zone efficiency. You get into that opposition 22, you've got to convert if at all possible.
Really straightforward.
Season in charge.
Just his tactics paid off, because he stacked the bench with a lot of talent, hasn't he, and a lot of big carriers.
Let's go.
And yes, he'll be disappointed with that last 2 minutes or so.
2 meters, Jack.
Couldn't be playing out much better for him if they can hold out till half-time, and then they've got all that firepower off the bench in the second.
Lungo running the dummy line. Lovely ball from van Rensburg to Harding. The inside channel probe very effectively. What an angle and what timing from Malins. Heenan driven hard by Gutofsev.
Pushing the ball into him, he didn't need to place it there.
Malins, McGinty, Williams. Still this handling looking super sharp. Kloska. Off the deck. Magnificent. McGinty's read it. And he's stepping. And Bristol are bearing down on that try line again. They're queuing up. Oh, the intercept from Wade. Christian Wade from 80 metres out. No one will touch him. Not even Max Malins could touch him. Christian Wade has two, marking his return to the Gallagher Premiership here at Ashton Gate tonight. Climbing the rankings.
Well, Bristol's attack up until this point had been outstanding, but Malins, who's been so good in conjunction with McGinty as that double threat playmaker, maybe just takes his eyes off and has a look at Harris in front of him. He throws one up, Genge drifting out. Christian Wade spots that. He's got the ability to change direction in the blink of an eye and accelerate.
Can't do anything about that.
Spots the pass from Malins, and as soon as he's got it safe, there's only going to be one result.
He's on the floor. He's hit you. Yeah, that's not, I can't do anything about that.
Had to gamble.
Too many point score.
Too many men to his right, had to gamble, and it's paid off spectacularly, as you mentioned, Ben. That's the bonus point for the fourth try of the game. And I would wager that somewhere Chris Ashton is moving rather uncomfortably in his chair.
What, you're saying you're hoping he's squirming? That's not very nice.
I was hoping.
New colleague.
Not hoping, Austin, suggesting. All yours.
Well, if there's ever a 14-point try, this is it. Because Bristol are walking in, there's 6 guys, 6 on 1. And he reads it so well, just bites in on the inside. He gets it wrong, or Malins sees him and throws the dummy. It's a try the other way. That's as good a 14-point try as you will see this season. Bonus points away from home for Gloucester after the way they performed last week. Wow, that is a turnaround.
It's previously uncharted territory. Just one win over Bristol in their last 9 visits in all here. And the job far from done, but they've made a wonderful start.
Tempering their playing, are they? Throwing last-minute passes, last-second passes.
Llewellyn opening up down the left flank. Anscombe, still they play from their 22. Gutofsev, Genge, a meaty challenge. Barton skipping into position.
As Austin said before, maybe just happier to keep the ball themselves.
Williams again to Wade. Some space in the backfield.
Take it in!
Malins. There's Mercer, and a collision in the midfield which might need an inspection.
Does Malins know what he's doing here, Ben?
Just deal with him.
Well, he telegraphed it, didn't he? He just stops. He's running that way, and he just jams the brakes on. He's entitled to do that. Bristol fans don't like it.
A great surprise. There's an opportunity. 3 minutes to the break. Malins, such a classy performer. Brace up at Newcastle last weekend, of course, and you'd think a man who'd want to be challenging for that 15 shirt with England again. George Furbank, very much the incumbent. But Freddie Stewart, so far the backup man, having served there with such distinction before Furbank took the shirt. But if you want like for like, Austin, Malins for Furbank is a much more sensible option on that front, although very different players to Freddie Stewart, of course.
For Borthwick, I'll be watching them closely throughout the season.
Randall takes out a handful of defenders with that long pass. This is Van Rensburg. Well dealt with by Seb Atkinson. Malins, some fabulous footwork. Randall looking left, heading right. This is James Dunn. Randall did very well to get that away and keep the ball alive. Genge. Bristol quietly slipping through the gears now. McGinty, Malins, Van Rensburg, in comes Anscombe and Harris. And not enough of an effort made by Gareth Anscombe to remove himself. Just hung in there for a tiny bit too long as far as Tom Foley was concerned.
How much does he risk this now? Can he get them right into that 5-metre gold zone of as a lot of coaches call it? Yes, he can. That's a wonderful kick.
Gone really hard at that.
Just watch that move to the front, Matt. Make sure the ball's at the front.
Self-evidently, Ben, we know how important each metre is from those kicks. If you can tuck it really tight to that 5-metre line, your chances of the score go up disproportionately. Ogray to Luatua, and the drive is on. And they've got an advantage. It's gone against Jack Clement. Bristol looking to make him pay, looking to make Gloucester pay. Randall. Decent counter-ruck from Alamano. Batley in charge now. Luatua, not quite there. McGinty with the clear out. Randall using Williams. Now a little bit of width. Malins goes wide, and in they go. Flopping over the line is Steven Naulango. And Bristol have their second of the night, and they are finishing this first 40 strong.
On the combination from Bristol there, winning the penalty, the kick to put them right into the corner. Then they set the drive up really well. They're playing penalty advantage anyway here. Pick and go, tighten up that Gloucester defence, and then just make sure the accuracy's good. Malins off his left hand, buys himself time by running on that outside arc, and it's a formality for Naulango on the end.
Just don't want it forgotten they're going to make 3 penalties there.
One penalty.
Was there one?
One. For lifting the legs and more. Nice try, just lifting the legs and more.
Well, that's wide, but what a half of rugby we've had. 6 tries, 2 yellow cards. Bristol starting and finishing the stronger, but in between times, Gloucester and Christian Wade notching 4. 4 tries away from home for the side that struggled so much against Saracens a week ago. Half-time at Ashton Gate, Bristol 15, Gloucester 28. Thank you, Orla. You might have just spotted Seb Blake on the field there for Gloucester, so he's obviously on for Jack Singleton. We'll come to any other changes very shortly as George Barton relaunches us here. Gloucester playing so well, and Bristol spilling the ball in their 22 in the opening minute of this second half. Not the sort of thing to cheer Pat Lam. Also the significant figure of Afo Fazogbon, who's on at tight head for Kirill Gotovtsev. So a couple of early changes in the front row, Ben.
Yeah, a good little battle on this side, isn't it? Ellis Genge, England international against an England under-20 international. A little bit of chat going on between them. Ellis Genge questioning whether he's quite up to it yet at his young age. We'll find out. This is a very powerful young man against another very powerful, slightly older man. Fascinating battle. A little bit of head-on-head there from Genge. Just trying to wind up his young opponent.
If you're hearing his name for the first time, though, write it down. Because if he grows in the stature in the way that he played in the 20s, where he was immense, he could have a monumental career ahead of him.
Going to get a lot of game time this season if George Skillington is to be believed. He needs to expose some of these youngsters to the rigours of Premiership Rugby week in, week out. Enormous talent, 20 years old, made his Premiership debut last week. And a free kick has gone the cherry and white way. And Anscombe is bringing in Chris Harris.
Didn't release.
Good little battle, that free kick. Genge is desperate to unsettle him. And he doesn't react, he doesn't bite back in. Genge gives away the free kick. And then they get the penalty, so a little bit of a confidence boost for that young man. And all his teammates just coming in saying, well done, son.
Spent his early years in the London Irish Academy, actually, but by all accounts, a very fast learner, highly diligent. He's been banging on the door of the director of rugby, asking all kinds of questions about all kinds of things. And his education will be accelerated over the next few months. I think we can be sure of that. George Barton, 4 from 4. To this point. Tucks another one through. Perfect start to this second period for Gloucester, for whom that first 40 represented a period in which they scored the most points in a first half for 4 years. It's as many points as they've scored.
They've been really good, haven't they? They've been clinical, really clinical in the red zone. It's good to see that. You think if Bristol are going to get back into this, then they've got to get into the red zone more, but every time they're in there, they're getting turned over.
Bristol need something. Maybe Genge will provide that spark. Fazogbon competing hard at the breakdown.
It's not got an advantage over.
Driven by the kick pass to Ibitoye. What an offload, what a gather from Nalango. Some of the skills on display tonight have been exceptional. Malins holds it back. Williams pushing his way forwards. And the platform is laid. Genge now. Really get too much of a head of steam up on account of the challenge from Blake. Heenan. Ibitoye hunting the ball, but finding only Freddie Thomas that time. Randall over the top, looking to find the edge. It's too much.
Playing really narrow Bristol, whether that's just a rope-a-dope tactic, you know, get Gloucester comfortable, just play down the middle of the field and then suddenly spread, or a late sweep round into the space. Lovely offload, as you said, from Ibitoye, but even better pick-up from his wing partner.
Alice, just step for me, please. There.
There's the space in the wide channel. He tries to throw that speculative pass for Malins to drift on, get outside Williams in the wide channel.
It's your man.
Atkinson. Harris carving back against the grain.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Anscombe and onwards.
No!
Blake, Anscombe, Atkinson, high and then forwards. Gathered in by Bristol. Nalango bang to the floor. Gench, Gloucester caught offside. So
penalty advantage.
A couple of instances which will allow something of a free play here for the Bears. Harding. Williams wrapped up by Alamano, and there's the blast on the whistle. Just let's wait and see what Harry Randall's going to do with this before we have a word with Pat Lamb, the Bristol Bears Director of Rugby. Let's bring him in anyway. Pat, what were the messages at half-time? You started so strong, and
I noticed that, yeah.
Gloucester really came at you in a blitz in the middle part of that first half.
Yeah, they did, and you know, obviously we've come off the back of a couple of penalties we conceded, and just not building pressure right in the 22. We gave the ball away, and you know they want to play, and we made some got some spacing wrong on defence, and fair play to Gloucester. It's a good game, but this is a great challenge for us now. We talked about it at half-time about how we build pressure and how we impose ourselves in our game, and just chill, relax, and let's get into it. Obviously didn't start very well, but hopefully we can get some points now.
Chilled and relaxed. Thank you, Pat. Appreciate it. Great opportunity here for the Bears. 5 metres out, the line out is secure. Plenty of bodies, and the ball protected, playing with an advantage. Buckley drives hard. Alamano using every bit of his strength here.
Playing really tight, Bristol. They've got Ibatoya right on this far touchline, screaming for a crossfield kick. Barton's trying to keep his eye on him because all the other players are so tight in field. It is a lot of space for Barton to cover on his own.
But the line out was over, okay, so you've got to kick it again. It's gone over 15. Thomas.
So looking to find that composure.
2 penalties there.
That ruthless element that separates good teams from great ones. Nail down all of this pressure and turn it onto the scoreboard. Batley again.
Didn't touch it.
Not taken early by Harry Taylor in the eyes of Tom Foley.
Harry start using. Breakaway.
It's with Ogre. Randall releases off forwards from James Williams, and Gloucester are the ones celebrating now.
He's off. No, he's in line with him. Okay.
That's a killer for the coach. Does it just get pushed out slightly in front of him? Yeah, he's reaching for it. It's not ideal. I mean, yes, he's got to take that, but equally, the pass has to be on the money. Make it as easy as possible for him to make the next pass perfect for the next person.
Once more to the scrum. Once more to Gench against Fazogbon.
Referee's on this side now. Have a little bit of a closer look.
Free kick. So Bristol this time.
I'm sorry, lads, yeah, the second one.
Taken quickly by Harding. Gloucester just slowing it up sufficiently to get bodies in the line. Clement rushes out in defence. Gench. Inching forwards. Luatua now. Pile driver of a tackle from Fasogbon. Randall bringing in Harding. He's found a bit of space. Now it's beginning to open up. Heenan sets it up. Kloska into Vivas and Alamano, an Argentine wall. Luatua not far away now. James Dunn denied by Anscombe. Randall dipping and diving and ducking under. Well, the heavies couldn't manage it. The smallest man on the pitch was left to do the job, and he's done it very effectively.
The ball didn't hit the line, Tom.
How good was that from Randall? Good attempt there, really good defence from Gloucester, but it's Barton in at guard. Randall just a show. Barton shifts 1 just a half a metre too far out. If he's guard, he's not used to being a guard in that position. You have to stay tight to the breakdown and make sure no one can come back on the inside. Unfortunately, he goes with Randall's step, and Randall just ducks underneath him. Such an eye for the line. Just watch Barton here, just the half step to his left. He's got to stay tight, holding on to that breakdown, and he just allows Randall to duck underneath him. He's such a live wire in that position, isn't he?
His first movement's up as well, Barton, rather than down, so then it's impossible to win the height to get below Randall because he's so low to the ground. Didn't expect him to finish from there, did you?
No.
It looked like a lot of traffic. He did really well to get to the line.
Well, sometimes it needs a little bit of impishness, doesn't it, Austin?
I wouldn't know.
Knock on.
May have been forwards from Batley, so Gloucester playing with a knock-on advantage.
Thomas.
Thomas lays it back. Here's Clement attacking the game line.
First one came from Bristol in the air. First one from Joe in the air.
Forwards from Batley, so back for the scrum.
I wonder at what point Ali Skivington starts to think about the bench. You know, he's got some really big ball carriers there. Clement's carried well all night. The interplay that they've had between the back row and the second row has been really top-notch rugby.
I don't think he needs to yet. I think
that's a question,
exactly.
really.
You almost keep your powder dry, can't you? It's Bristol that need to change something. They need to start getting results, you'd think, quickly. Just wonder, you're right, Oz, it's so delicately balanced for Skivington. Does he risk upsetting a team that's playing well together? Or does he need those fresh legs to match what Pat Lamb's throwing onto the field?
Well, we've now got Max Laheath on the Bristol tight head, and Freddie Clark has gone into lock alongside Freddie Thomas. Caulfield on for Bristol. Scrum penalty to Gloucester.
Are we actually going to see a scrum between these two?
He is on his toes, Erskine, but Fassogden stands up there.
Leaning through. No, nothing to discuss, lads. Just here.
You can see why Erskine is really upset by that.
He's leaning through. He's got to get in balance, yeah. Just there, yeah.
Just see Genge start to go forward now, and that's when Fassogden just stands up. Says to the referee, no, I'm not happy. The referee, right there, he's got the best angle in the stadium. Agrees.
A forever game of cat and mouse.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, George Barton hasn't missed tonight. And Gloucester now lead by 12 again. 53 minutes gone. Lewis Ludlow looks on relatively contentedly. So too Joel Skivington. Long way to travel. They lead by 34 points to 22.
I hope he's not driving home.
Backwards, play.
Okay.
Well, Gloucester was never, ever onside.
Lewerton. Jack Heenan has gone off for Bristol, by the way. Caulfield into the second row. James Dunn into the back row for Bristol. Seb Atkinson caught offside here. Genge not too far away from an intercept. Randall mops it up for the Bears. And that's gone forwards from
just a knock on, lads.
Gloucester in the challenge. Don't forget, Lots of sport across TNT Sports this weekend. Newcastle Man City in the Premier League, 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. And then a ton of rugby across Saturday and Sunday. Quins Newcastle 2:45. Saracens Sale from 3. The riveting from the Stone X, and Franklin's Gardens is our tea time offering on Saturday. Saints Exeter. Sunday, of course, Leicester Bath 2:30. Rugby review with Alfie Barbary at 5:15 Sunday. And Premiership Women's Rugby, Sunday the 6th of October from 12:30. Gloucester against Leicester.
Bind! Set!
Proper nudge on from the Bears pack. Randall on the front foot and tearing through the middle. Now Lango, that ball wouldn't stick. They have a penalty anyway from the scrummage.
It's a lovely play, wasn't it?
Great scrum first from Ellis Genge to give them the penalty advantage. Gets the nudge on, gets underneath.
18.
Good power, takes him really low, doesn't he? He wants to be up high.
Nice play though, almost. If that sticks, the ball goes back out from Malango, back into McGinty's hands. They're under the posts. Some of the set-up plays tonight have been first class from both sides, haven't they?
Yeah, guys, who's receiver?
Making it look they're going one way, and actually it's just a decoy. Opening up opportunity elsewhere.
Okay, they changed the numbers. Sorry, my mistake.
This next 24 minutes or so, we're going to see exactly how composed Bristol are. They can pull this out of the fire. It will be a mighty effort. You feel they've got it within them. There are so many points on offer this evening. Plenty more to come, you feel. O'Gray goes to ground. 10 metres out. Bristol ball.
It wasn't a maul. Rotated round and O'Gray had broken out. Mercer makes the tackle.
He's broken away. It's just a tackle. It's an unplayable Bristol ball. I thought you tackled. Set up is much better. Let's go there again, please. Let's go.
Yeah, nice short gap here, man. Let's go. Get him to the squeeze. Get him to the squeeze. Get forward. Great. Let's go. I want a fucking scrum. Come on. Let's scrub. Let's scrub. Let's scrub. Let's start it there. Let's go. Lock. Control.
Crouch.
Stay here. Stay here. Don't worry. Stay here.
Bind.
Apologies for the language. Once more, Fasogbon pops up and it's going to need a reset and a conversation.
You two. So you're both fighting on the bind. You're leaning through, you're leaning back, you're both going soft, okay? Stop the games. We need to get the ball in as both teams agreed, okay? Stop the games.
I haven't stopped. I'm just playing game. They're playing game.
Let's go, boys.
A good description. Ellis Genge just crowding Fasogbon, who just takes a step back, stands up a little bit.
Scrummage, please, come on.
Well, Tom Foley might not be enjoying trying to get a grip on proceedings here, but it's a fascinating battle against a young buck and a bloke who's been round the block several times over in Ellis Genge. Where's this one going? Who's finding the upper hand here? Randall with the put in. Genge. Oh! Penalised here, Genge. Scrum penalty to Gloucester as Fasogbon is the youngster who's hanging around to just have a gentle word as well.
Before that all set up, Ellis Genge, you could hear him on the ref mic saying, I want a scrum. Bristol put in, he doesn't want the ball coming out, he wants to take him on. He attacks, and when he attacks, his left shoulder, or his left elbow goes down towards the ground and starts to roll in. And he exposes himself, and Fasogbon feels that in front of him and attacks, counter-attacks back. There's the elbow going down, and now he goes, I've got him, I've got underneath him. I just chase my feet, my team's going forward, I win the penalty. Ellis Genge questioning the referee, but I think he'll have known as soon as his knee went down, I'm in trouble here. Just left myself open with that punch.
Can we just have some more scrums now, please? Very rarely can I get me saying that.
Genuinely great value. And Fasogbon eyeballing Ellis Genge at the end of that little duel as well. Not sure he's going to be kept on the field for too much longer, Ellis Genge. That's gone forwards for Gloucester by Freddie Clark, which might herald one more scrummage. Harding. And clawed down to the ground here. James Williams by determined Max Llewellyn.
What's been lovely tonight, though, with Gloucester is their play at the tackle line. Really good example, carrying it through, offloading, people in channels, and the one before that as well, when they came from the first phase, was just right on the tackle line, popping the ball to the outside, and the knowledge that someone's there.
Ellis Genge's night is over, and he's being waved off by Afo Fasogbon. Well, you want characters in the game. Looks like we've got a new one here.
Let's see then.
Witt from Gloucester. Llewellyn stepping inside, releasing Barton beyond halfway. Ruatua pouring through.
Use it, Jack, yeah, good.
Wade. Threading it down a very tight channel. The bounce.
He's scored a hat-trick.
It's a hat-trick all over again for Christian Wade, who breaks clear of Chris Ashton and Tom Vandel for Premiership hat-tricks. It's his 6th in all. It's his first of this season, and Christian Wade is back, everybody.
First and foremost, how good was the kick? This is a brilliant kick to get it straight lined, not going off on a kilter. We've got to be close now. Does it go out there? No, it's safe. Does Miolis take it out? Does he go in and touch? That's a hat-trick.
Taking the ball and then the feet, obviously.
That is...
That was good, Tom.
Look at the kick. End over end. That is such a good piece of skill.
The speed
and then he gets a bit of luck, doesn't he? Oh, that needs a little look. That is close.
I don't think the officials are in the try-spoiling business on this one. Christian Wade wreathed in smiles, one of the great characters.
Tom, just to double-check, mate.
In our sport, it's brilliant to see him back. Does this ball touch the line?
There's nothing clear and obvious. It's got to be compelling.
It says it's not clear and obvious. He's going to have one last look down the line in slow motion. Well, we don't want to stop.
Yeah, Tom, it's all okay, mate. Don't touch the line. We've checked.
It's all right.
The weight of it's just perfect as well. Stick it in the mixer and create some problems. And Malins has to commit. Batley running back. Maybe just runs Ibatoya off it slightly. So Malins has to commit to it. Can't gather it. And the ball bounces in the favour of Wade, and over he goes. Here's the kick again. The weight on it is just perfect. Look at his speed, though. Maybe just gets blocked, Ibatoya. And Malins would have slid out and seen the ball behind him and seen the red shirt of Wade and just thought, oh no.
Just waiting for everybody else to fall over. And Christian Wade draws level with Danny Kerr in fourth equal place. Mark Cueto the next in his sights. How are you feeling, Ashy? Edgy, I would suggest. The clearance from Thomas Williams. Charlie Atkinson is on for Gareth Anscombe for Gloucester now. Dropping into that now, Lango.
He tripped, didn't he?
Thomas with the attempted tackle. Van Rensburg to Batley. Bristol still full of running. Capon's replaced Ogray at hooker. Still plenty of time in this. And a blast on the whistle for the injury.
I've had a call to stop the game.
You see now Longo just stumbles as he's trying to get his footwork in place and falls right into it. Bent at the waist, there's nothing in that. They'll look at his body angle, he can't be lower.
No, they're both bent. There is contact there, but they're both bent and it's a legitimate attempt to make the tackle. Yeah, absolutely. No, yeah. It's an extreme drop in the last minute time as well.
There's no player who's dropping, and we've also got a tackler who's legal anyway, so there's no problem.
Hefty old collision, and Stephen Lango is off for a head injury assessment, you would think. Little word from Freddie Thomas, who was the man he collided with.
I wonder whether the independent medics will check Thomas as well and just maybe get a shepherd's hook.
Time be the same.
This is the moment Ellis Genge took his leave.
Come on and let's go. Try on the coach, please, Pete.
I'll tell you what, I do like characters, but that might come back to haunt you one day, mightn't it?
Yeah, you've got a chance it, haven't you? If you believe in your own capabilities, why not?
It's quite Austin Healey, isn't it?
Quite, no. I've never played tight head.
He would have been stood behind about 13 other people before he waved.
Run away. Set. Hold.
41 points to 22. Goodness. Scoreline Gloucester can only have been dreaming of at the start of this contest, but that scrum is a concern for sure. Bristol in total control. Jake Wilmore has come on. He's picking fights with anybody he can find. Harry Taylor's having a word.
The ball is clear.
Afas Fazagbon isn't too far away either.
Great scrum from Wilmore.
Sorry, pal.
Doesn't win the hit at all, does he? But he just got those little leg drives, the pumping of the leg. Maybe Fazagbon maybe just thought he had the upper hand, a little bit like Genge, maybe tried to attack a little bit. Wilmore came back at him.
No, number 4's going off.
We like the bit of the aggro.
Well, Ben, I mean, if one or two people worried in the game of rugby union that the scrum is not given the platform that it deserves. It's a night to showcase the scrum and the battle within it this evening, isn't it? Absolutely critical. Still, you feel this game, remarkably, despite a 19-point difference, is in the balance. Randall buzzing away, and trying to open up those holes. Bristol only a couple of metres away here. One more try for their bonus point score. Batley on the charge. What a leg drive that is. They're over the line. Where is the ball?
Penalty advantage anyway, lads.
Have that penalty advantage. Caulfield has it. Randall zips away. Lovely line. Malins.
That's brilliant from Randall. Absolutely brilliant. Everyone thinks Caulfield's going to carry this. Even Caulfield, I think, thinks that he's going to carry it. And Randall just steals it off him between his legs and darts. And it's that moment of surprise that just makes the defence hesitate for that 1 second. Malins cuts a brilliant line. Randall finds him and he slides over almost untucked.
So that's Bristol's fourth, their bonus point score. And McGinty adds 2, still in the balance, Austin.
Yeah, it's a really clever change of line from Malins as well. And you just see he's sliding sideways, he reads him, then he just turns the corner and gets inside. Good finish in the end, but as Ben said, you've got to back yourself there. Don't just wait for the penalty and the ref to blow his whistle. Try something, it might just come off. And it did for the Bears.
Freddie.
Bristol get back into this. 14 minutes.
A bit of everything, isn't it? Scrum battles, loads of attacking intent.
And so much time still to play. 14 long minutes. Already 70 points scored at Ashton Gate tonight. Van Rensburg, he won't be giving up till the final whistle is blown. Such an effervescent character. Capon on the ball, that familiar yellow scrum cap of his. McGinty. barrelled by Ford Robinson, who was on at loose head for Vivas. Jamal Ford Robinson, who actually went to hospital on I think overnight Sunday with a throat infection. Could barely swallow, couldn't talk, which if you are Jamal Ford Robinson is a problem. He's a talkative character. Happily restored and on the field here tonight. McGinty finds Van Rensburg. Buckley enjoying those wide open spaces. Great acceleration from Ivitoye. Beyond halfway, Bristol. Ball loose. And the penalty awarded.
They're not winning the game line at the minute, Bristol, so they've worked out they've got to go wide now. Likes of Ackerman onto the field, gives them real solidity defensively. They are making a lot of ground, Ali, when they get around those wide channels.
Let's take the temperature of Gloucester right now from one who's been out there in the thick of it. Gareth Anscombe's with Emma Dodds.
Thanks, Ali. Well, Gareth, my goodness, this match is more than delivered. How was it out there?
Yeah, it was pretty fast. I think you see both sides have been pretty clinical with the ball in hand. We're sort of struggling with a bit of momentum now, but when we've had it, we've looked pretty good, I thought.
And some of the combinations for your own try as well coming off, just reward for all the hard work going on behind the scenes. Yeah, a little bit. Obviously, me and Tommy know each other pretty well, so it's nice that he could sit me out for one. But yeah, look, we've looked dangerous when we've kept the ball. I think it's really important we manage our discipline here. We can't give Bristol any easy ends, and as you can see, they've hurt us when they had the ball in here. Well played. Thanks very much. Thank you. Cheers.
Marmion feeding it on. Williams, the target man. Caulfield doing a similar job. Here's Marmion again. Fitzharding. Still Bristol moving that point of attack as much as possible. Dunn on the charge, pumping those legs.
Just a bit slow to get their defence in position, Gloucester. Need to be careful, they can't get any line speed.
Great footwork from Harding. Good power as well. Marmion away. And now they move forwards. Options to the right. McGinty ducking onwards, charging forwards. Still they're close. The pick and go. Fed back for James Dunn. Gloucester trying to come hard off the line. Dunn burrows onwards. Marmion, Van Rensburg, McGinty does well to get that away. Malins again! It's the game that keeps on giving.
Wow, what entertainment, but also what precision under massive pressure. The Jansi Van Rensburg line here is outstanding. Comes back to where the defenders are to hold them and just turns on the pass. Wade just hesitates for a fraction. He knows he's got numbers outside him. He probably just has to hit straight through. But just that hesitation gives enough time to get the ball through the hands from McGinty. And that combination of McGinty and Malin strikes again. And all the pressure back on the Cherry and Whites.
Two more. Wow, Austin.
Well, we have got our last 10 minutes now, haven't we? But what has happened to Gloucester's defence? That's Christian Wade. He's their last defender, and he's inside the inside post, and he still bites in. So, of course, you're going to walk him around the outside. It's lovely hands from McGinty in the end. But what has happened to Gloucester's defence? Squeaky bum time, if you're down in Gloucester.
Well, there's been some extraordinary matches here over the years, none more so, of course, than that remarkable semi-final a few years back, with Harlequins coming back from that ridiculous deficit. Here, remember, Gloucester led after that second Christian Wade try by 28 points to 10. Gloucester have a penalty now on the 22 inside.
Have to kick it.
The opposition have to go.
Van Rensburg stayed down after that. There was a bit of a head collision between him and Christian Wade. There, yes. Just on the tackle.
No, Fitz, there's nothing to talk about, Fitz.
That's got to be looked at.
Football.
Yes.
There is a bit of mitigation in that he's completely unsighted, Christian Wade. The player in front of him just steps out of the way at the last minute.
Tom, We do have contact with the head by Christian Wade.
So, Roger, let's go through the process then. We've got a player.
This duck as well, doesn't he, Van Rensburg?
It could be lower. So let's just go through that once more, Rosie. For us, we believe that Christian Wade could get lower. He's got time and space to get lower. He's got a clear line of sight. Yeah?
It's going to be a yellow card.
He does bump into the Bristol 19 on his way through. But after that, he does have a clear line of sight after that.
So Rosie, let's go through it. We've got a tackle who could get lower. It is a high degree of danger because he comes from speed with a clear line of sight.
But he loses the collision.
It's a last minute drop by Van Rensburg. So I'm going to get a yellow card, yeah?
That's correct, yeah, because of the drop in height, yeah.
Busy old nights for Christian Wade. A hat-trick for Gloucester and his second appearance for them in the Gallagher Premiership. And now a yellow card, deemed to have been able to get just a little bit lower in the challenge by the officials.
Said it's a game of inches, don't we? If he's 6 inches lower.
Also, significantly, Austin, that penalty is now reversed.
Yeah, exactly, that's what I mean.
Barton was sizing that up.
They kick that, they go to 2 scores, they go to 8 points. It's a big difference, and now Bristol get the energy and the upper hand, and an opportunity to go from a starter play in the opposition half. It's a massive decision and a turnaround.
Gloucester with 14. Bristol with their fans baying for blood.
So dropped out into the defensive line.
Lovely ball from Marmion. Floated out in front of McGinty. Van Rensburg becoming a growing presence in the contest.
Knock on only in the tackle.
Not forwards.
He knows exactly what he's doing, I think, though, in stopping that pass, but enough of a natural tackle movement from Ackerman. It's just a knock on. That's a really, really good tackle. He knows exactly that he's going to put his hand in the way. He doesn't swing it. Really good from Ackerman.
Off the bench today. And a long-time servant with the Cherry and Whites, of course, now. Albert Tuasui also on the field in that back row. I think he might actually have gone into the second row, Tuasui.
Binds!
Wonderful noise. Bristol pouring forwards to the 22. Malins accelerates. Rich Lane! Points down they were. Scores level. Conversion to come. Opposition playing with a man down. 7 minutes to play.
Oh, missing Christian Wade on that wing. The scrum's good, solid platform. They roll round with extra numbers. They just seem to have so much time on the ball. Maybe Barton just stays a fraction of a second too long, but it's so difficult trying to reconnect with the man inside. I don't think he can go any earlier. Otherwise, I think they get burned through the middle. It's a good, accurate score from a Bristol side who've really found their groove.
17 in the stadium.
Yeah, we've got the same, mate.
Must be almost Rich Lane's first touch. This for the lead.
Got it. What a kick that is. I think, no, he's missed it. It's at the post. Wow. It's those two guys again, though, in partnership, McGinty and Malins. You get the right guys in the right place. Look how they work round, and then they get into the right position. You get the ball carrier, McGinty, timing the pass, and then the gas on the outside. Malins just angles to the outside. His Barton can't leave him, which is a simple running on the outside. That is how you create an extra man. Really well executed first phase try from the Bears. 41 all. Happy Fridays.
All. Extraordinary game and a knock-on from Bristol, which gives Gloucester heart. Confidence levels just beginning to ebb, you would think, at this point. They needed that decision. Who is going to hold out? Who is going to come up with the all-important play? Barton's pressure, potentially significant. Came charging off the line, didn't he? I think all the Bristol supporters thought that was headed through the posts. It wasn't. Somehow in keeping with the rest of the chaos tonight. Real test of Gloucester's credentials here. Tomas Williams, captain, needing to take control and calm those around him. Harding was on that ball. Tuasui.
Atkinson's just sat back in the pocket. He's not going into first receiver, maybe just trying to set up for a drop goal.
Just hovering, isn't he? But to that short side they go. Here's Fazog Bon. And you just see the destructive carrying power that he has to go with the technical expertise at the scrum.
That's a good carry.
Clement, full of beans still.
He's been brilliant, Clement, hasn't he?
Now then, Atkinson is sort of in position, you would think.
He is now.
Charlie Atkinson, ready for the moment, but Gloucester aren't done on the carry. Clement again. Tomas Williams still not looking for his 10. Forwards they go. Rummaging onwards, Harry Taylor. Fazog Bon to the ground. Atkinson waits, penalty to Gloucester.
You're on the board because Josh is lying on top of it.
Combination of Woolmore and Caulfield have combined to offer George Barton a very important kick.
The clock's still ticking, but they haven't said whether they're going for goal.
The shot clock
now
started.
They have. The shot clock started. Can take a minute off here. It's just the fact that he had a dabble at the ball. I don't think Caulfield would have been penalised for flopping over the top.
Head injury to number 6.
Is it Woolmore who comes in and tries to steal the ball? Just puts a hand on it, slows it down.
Nervous moments.
George
Barton, who's kicked quite beautifully so far this evening.
Thank you.
One eye on the clock. And now both eyes on the ball. Gloucester in front. 2 minutes to play.
They hit this with distance. Do they try and turn it over? If they hit it with distance, they try and force an error.
19, I think it's Steve, is it? Is that Steve?
2 minutes.
Okay, thank you. Come on. Thank you, mate.
2 minutes left in the game. Gotta love the Gallagher Premiership. So much to offer every single week. Tuasui on the ball for Gloucester.
Thomas, it needs to go. He's used his hand.
Rondona onto the field for the Bristol Bears. Cherry and White close to a famous win, but it's gone forwards and it'll give Bristol another opportunity.
Llewellyn can't believe it. He thinks it went back. He thought he got up and challenged.
I don't think it's a knock-on in the air. It goes backwards. Is it knocked on here on the floor? No.
Yeah, Thomas got blue first.
Tomas Williams just asking the referee to check, and the TMO has checked it and reversed the decision.
Yep, the decision's been reversed. That might be enough for Gloucester, but don't count any chickens just yet.
The Bristol fans will be fuming, but The referees have been saying, we want to get the right decision. On the big calls that everyone will be talking about, we want the right decision. TMO steps in, makes the big call. Can Gloucester survive this scrum?
What price the composure of Thomas Williams at a time like this? It's for moments exactly like this that he's been picked. He's been added to the club. Gloucester desperately trying to secure possession, and they're going to go again. Bristol thought they'd done enough there. But now a penalty to Bristol.
Playing the ball in the scrum, hands in the scrum, it looked like to me.
Is that an intervention from the assistant referee?
Yeah. Great kick as well.
Yeah, you saw that hand just come in, didn't you? Scoop it back.
He picked it up.
Desperate times, calling for desperate measures. And now the Bears have one last chance to strike. Gloucester, remember, still playing a man down. Christian Wade in the bin. Bears in their 22. Clock in the red. Capon to Luatua, the banker. Marmion has it. Ibitoye sets off. Dragged down by Seb Blake. Wilmore on the carry. Bristol coming round the corner at speed. Cherry and white shirts there to meet them. A penalty would only draw Bristol level, remember. It's a penalty to Gloucester! A breakdown penalty which means so much to George Skivington and to all the visiting fans here tonight in Ashton Gate.
Remember to tap it if you don't want the line out. Tap it, yeah?
I don't think there's a question that they would like the line out. Charlie Atkinson and Gloucester celebrating a rare win. Cherry and white, chaos at Ashton Gate. Just their second victory in 10 visits here. Christian Wade with a hat-trick. And an extraordinary match featuring 85 points comes to a close. Full-time, Bristol 41, Gloucester 44. Ben Kay.
Oh, what a game it was. Thomas Williams, a captain's performance, absolutely superb. Very nearly got man of the match. McGinty pulled them back from the brink, nearly got the job done. Clement, I thought, was superb all the way through with his ball carrying, and I very nearly didn't give it to this man because of the incident that meant that he wasn't on the field. But 3 tries, Christian Wade was a huge difference all night. He's our Gallagher Premiership player of the match.
Stunning drama, brilliant skills, fantastic scrums. This match had pretty much everything all up.
Thanks as ever for your magnificent support this evening. Hope you enjoyed your Friday night out. The official attendance, 17,109. take it lying down. There's a party to be had. So the sports bar right now, they've got a darts competition. They have flowing beer, ale, cider, whatever it is you need to cheer yourself up for a Friday night. And also, of course, in the clubhouse, in the concourse, live music there as well. Don't forget, of course, to make sure you secure those tickets for all of our upcoming games, all the details of which are on our website at bristolbearsrugby.com. And please continue to send us the pictures of you in your blue and white hoops. We love seeing those pictures. Check out our social media for all of the details. So, see you inside.
Here, brother. Over here, boy.
Thank you, Orla. Well, Christian, congratulations. You are player of the match, and here to present your medal, Ben Waterton. Please do the honours. Thank you. Well, Christian, congratulations. You are back. Did you enjoy? Can you enjoy that out there?
Oh yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. It's been I don't know how long since I played here, but you know, it's great to be out here. Great to get the win. Not quite happy with the way we did it, but you know, at least we got the win. You know, last week we lost, so I'm really happy about the win this week.
That's your 6th Premiership hat-trick. What was your pick of those 3 tries today?
Definitely like the 90-metre intercept. You know, I mean, we've been working on our defence and stuff, and you know, I told Dom, I was like, you know, I got one. You know, I got myself one, so I was happy about that.
But the importance of all the tries, but that one specifically, it was almost a 14-pointer, wasn't it? Because Bristol were odds on to go in and score, but you managed to intercept.
Yeah, that's, you know, sometimes that's what happens. You know, the pressure's on. You know, our defence was resilient today, and you know, we was able to apply the pressure, and then you know, they coughed up the ball, and we was able to pounce on it and score. So I'm happy about that. Happy that we was out there doing our thing and we got the win.
That's you up to 85 tries now. Chris Ashton's on 101. Does he need to come out of retirement soon?
I mean, I don't know if he'll come out of retirement, but I did suggest it to him a few weeks ago. So yeah, we'll see.
You mentioned there just the manner of the victory. You know, there was so many positives, but obviously Bristol did come back into it. But just if you look at the result as a whole, you know, the first win of the season, is it a reward for the hard work that's been going on behind the scenes?
Oh yeah, 100%. I think like last year, you know, we didn't finish in a great position in the league. Obviously, we got the Prem Cup final. We won the Prem Cup, got to the final of the Challenge Cup. But this year, we obviously want to improve on our performances in the Premiership. And you know, today definitely marked like a new era for us. Even though we didn't win in the way we wanted to, but you know, it's a new team. You know, we've got new energy, new focus, and hopefully we can push on from here.
And that's the thing. Do you feel it can be the start of something special?
Oh yeah, 100%. You know, we made some changes in terms of the guys we brought in. You know, I'm coming and trying to bring the energy to the boys, give it a different feel around the club. And obviously just telling the boys to believe in themselves, because they've got the potential to do some great stuff like we did today. So, you know, we just got to keep pushing, believe in ourselves, and then, you know, let the results take care of itself.
Well played. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.